Greetings and salutations. This is a Rhino Barris Nerdsville. I just finished watching a video that Alpha Mega Sin did called "Call of Duty Losers Prank Call: Real SWAT Teams on Opponents." The video was well put together. It's well researched, as I've read countless times on various Facebook groups that I'm a part on, that Colorado team rings up Miami police officers to say that someone is plotting a terrorist attack, or someone from Dallas, Texas rings up Toronto's finest for a local who seeks to blow the brains out of the Prime Minister. Those are just made up. Those are just made up situations, but still, it does happen. This truth is stranger than a little schoolboy waving a wand around, killing an adult, well, taking part in the destruction of killing a very powerful wizard. And yes, I had summarized Harry Potter in a nutshell. But this is just those two things alone are loony. That a Colorado person rings up the a Colorado boy or player rings up the Miami Police Department in Florida. Denver, Colorado, Miami, Florida. Around about a couple of thousand kilometers away, miles if you want, a bit less if you want to use miles in American terms, but still quite a lengthy distance away, where this young player or this immature player rang up the police department of another district, of another state, of a different part of the country, calling to say that someone is going to blow up the governor's mansion or the governor's ball. Now, after what I've read in the video that I've seen from Alpha Omega Sin, and more that I think about it, it's quite baffling. It's quite stupid to have such idiotic people in the world, especially if these young kids playing a video game like Call of Duty or Call of Duty itself. There's also Modern Warfare. In quite a lot of video games as well, where you can have different people killing each other or killing each other in a video game world, with you being one team, someone else being a part of the other, and the winning team kills online kills the players of the opposing team. Wow, it is strange that these things do happen, but really, if you're ever 12 years old, grow up. You lost a video game, actually, over 15, grow the hell up. Wow, you lost in a video game. It's not like someone not, blew your brains out where you will be getting angry. Oh, I got killed! I got killed! Please, grow the hell up. And this is what actually makes me what angers me even more so, and that's the parents, literally the parents of the people who play these sort of violent video games, or these sort of video games, If you would indulge me, as you will, to quote the late great American Dream, Dusty Rose. Indulge me as you will. Parents of people of any, I don't care if it's a boy, if it's your son, it's your daughter. I only have two sex children here, a son or a daughter. I'm not believing that new agey political correctness bullshit about mixed genders, rainbow gender, up yours. Literally, up yours. Your son, your daughter, who play these games, and they're not fit for the game itself. If they're not fit for the game, and the cover says not for suitable for audiences under a certain age bracket. Over here in Australia, it will be under the age of 18, or you can't buy it. You have to have some sort of ID before you can buy the card. The game. Which is fine. You don't have to be a gamer you don't have to. You have to be of that age to actually play the game. And parents who buy that game for these children, I say that you're to be honest with you, in the gaming world, you are the bad parent. Firstly, to have video games in a bedroom setting. Yes, I know, this is like a hypocritical video, since I am doing it on a laptop computer. Hello! In my bedroom. But still, parents allowing video game consoles and small flat screen TVs into their children's bedrooms is a bad thing in this case. These young people, and also to get the information that they need to prank someone from another state, another country, or another side of the world. As I've read on one occasion a couple of years ago that, and this happened in my backyard, an Australian kid rung up Scotland Yard on someone who lived in Glasgow in Scotland, that he was planning on shooting Prince William, Princess Catherine, and at the time only Prince George. Wipe out the main heirs to the Royal British throne. Scotland Yard did their job. They went to Glasgow and they arrested the guy, and there was no turn. they had nothing to charge the guy with. The guy didn't own a gun anywhere in his house. The only guns that he had or has is the collection of guns that he's purchased with download content on his on that particular multiple player, like for that online video game. And he says, "Oh, those guns, okay." Pulls out his I know it's a mobile phone. Let me just pull up the real one, more of a real console. I know still. You went, okay. Dun dun dun. And after going through the whole thing, shown the people, the officers from Scotland Yard, the gun collection that was going to be used on the royal family. Prince William, Princess Catherine, and Prince George. And the guys from Scotland Yard go, "Hang on, isn't this what you said that you're going to blow the thing?" He said, "No." And this guy is a dead set monarchist. A monarchist is someone who believes in a royal family should be the head of a country. That is a monarchist. So for slander and a few wrongful things that were said, got this guy into a lot of trouble for a brief moment in time. And it's all because the kid here in Australia didn't like the fact that they were shot in the head with the very weapon that they accused the Glaswegian over going to be using on the royal family during the trip during the Scotland Whirlwind tour. Now that is stupid, and I also blame the parents of the particular child to allow that child to play such games in the privacy of their room. Now, let us rewind back to a golden era when no online gaming was available. We are now in the mid to late 1980s, early 1990s. I get home from school. There's little old me, walking up the stairs, walking through the front door, put my bag down, see the game console that I had at the time. I think it was the Sega Master System I had at the time. As before I went down, sat down, crossed my legs, and started playing. Did all the things with the TV so that the TV could, or the VCR. Actually, it was the VCR at the time. We had to go to channel 14 for that, but channel 14. Before I started the game, my mother said to me, "Have you done your homework yet?" If I said no, guess where I was? on the dining room table with my homework. Sometimes the lessons were pretty easy, and I got it done in less than 5 minutes. That's if it was easy, and I just had to color something in and paste it into a book. Color. Back then, I was an ace colorer and just do some glue, fold it, make sure you hold it into the book properly, close it down a bit, open it up, and I went, okay. And I played, it was like Alex Kidd. So I'm just looking up. Yeah, I've played all the I had Alex Kidd all through that. Bram Stoker's Dracula, Cyborg Hunter. What's one other one? The Castle. Had Sonic the Hedgehog 1 and 2. Superman. Ultima 4, Quest for Avatar, Transbot, Teddy Boy, WWF Steel Cage Challenge, and see here what other, and the first 3 Mortal Kombat video games were a part of my collection. I didn't get to play them unless I did my homework, and my mother had me in her sights. You see, there was a servery bar, servery bar windowy thing where mother she cooked that night's dinner and kept her eye on me at the same time. How's that for multitasking, mothers of this generation? And on top of that, we had one of the first ever cordless phones, and if something rung up, she was on the phone talking to someone. It could have been my father, who would have been running late from work, stirring the pot, keeping an eye on me while I was doing my homework. 3 things at once. Then when I'm done, some other pieces of homework I did was a bit more challenging since I wasn't that bright back in the day, so meh. Then I played one of those video games. It wasn't until I finished the homework though. And guess what? The console was in the living room. A public area where my mother could have seen what I was doing at the time. which isn't that hard to do. Finish cooking. Everything is in the oven at a low temperature, so things could still be warm. She brought the cordless phone out and seen me seen what game I was playing. If she didn't like the game, she said, "Nope, you're not playing that." It wasn't until I got a bit more mature and she allowed me those Mortal Kombat video games. When she believed that, well, she and my father believed I was mature enough. Yeah, which was pretty damn hard, I must admit that. But still, I was supervised in the playing of the game. But then I also had times where I was told I couldn't play the game because of one thing or another. I had to get ready for a relative coming over, or I had to get ready to go to a relative's place, or to an event type thing. I don't know exactly which event was which, so I had to get ready for it, and that so that was it, and I didn't have the modern day contrivances of the of of the of a 2DS. That's one thing. Lack of supervision and parents allowing those sort of games to be played. Those are my points. And also back in that era, you could not go online and play someone who was playing the same game, which was a good thing. You had to go to a video arcade. You, as in the person playing the game, had to go somewhere else and to match your skill against someone else on a neutral turf. It could have been the corner store. Let me see, the fish and chip shop, or the chicken and chip shop, chicken / fish and chip shop. It could have been a convenience store. It could have been a video arcade, somewhere where it was a communal area where people from different houses had to get out of their house to go and do things. I remember one time that I had to, if I wanted to test my skills against someone, I had to wait before my mother and father had to decided to shout. Decided, we weren't. There was not going to be any cooking in the house today. A sporadic dinner of fish and chips, or a sporadic dinner of chicken and chips. Get like your roast chicken, some deep fried chips, go home, you buy at the store, you could have eaten at the store, or you could have taken this thing and gone home. By that time, the news was going to be on. Let me see. Game shows, then it was the news, and there was nothing to do there. But still, you had breaks in between playing video games, which I was supervised. And I know for a fact, get the rewind versions of my mother, my father, and myself, fast forward the years to this era, if I chucked such a huge tantrum over a better player in another country beating my ass, and I would go, I'm going to take down your I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, I'm going to do the other. And I take it down, and I email, and I'm like, not ring up, but email using that sort of thing to get the person who wronged me into a lot of trouble. So let me just tell you one thing. If the news gone back to my father or to my mother, if I had done that for such a huge amount of trouble for someone else in a different state, different country, even just a few streets away, because I lost in a video game, first thing they'll do, take away the game. Secondly, not allow me to watch the things that I want to watch on TV. Thirdly, I would have had to have written an apology to that person. Fourthly, I would have had to have written a letter of an apology to the police department and or the other law enforcement agencies that I wasted their time, to say sorry for wasting your time. Fifthly, I would be told that I could not be seeing my friends. Sixth, I will not be allowed to speak to my friends on the phone or on a social media site for a number of weeks, if not a month to 2 months. Seventh, if I had to do any research, guess what, bub? No internet. There's a thing called the library. You get a step in. You go to the library and you do your research there. Because in the library you can still go online, but you're not allowed to go into YouTube. You're not allowed to go on to Facebook, because they have blockages on those sort of things. You just go into the encyclopedias, do all the things that you have to do, and do the research on an assignment they have to do. Those things would have happened to me if I pulled such a stunt. If my rewind self did things in this day and age. Hell, I did a lot of stupid things when I was in the rewind years. Now, I actually thank God that in my rewind years I never had this sort of technology at my hands, because I would have done something quite stupid and would have done a lot more damage than what I can think of now. Well, actually, back then. So, in closing, let me wrap all these things up. Parents, take away the game consoles out of your children's room. But a simple reason is, we are losing the art of communication. Get them to do their homework in front of you. Help them with their homework. And damn it, get them into some sort of club outside of the house. That's what my parents did back in the 1980s and 1990s. And I turned out fine. Time for you to do your part. Get them to a club. That if they're artistic, get them to an arts club. If they're sporting, get them to a sports club. If they're musically inclined, get them into a music club. Or some organisation where they have that particular interest in mind. And yeah, time for parents to be parents. I'm Ryan Burrows, and peace.